Yo, what's good? I want to do this video on just how good the Detroit Pistons are going to be next season. I know that there's a lot of people still out on them because of a 14-win season, and hot damn, was that an ugly 14-win season. But I do think there's a lot of reason for optimism, and I want to dive into that in this video. But before I do, this video is being brought to you by Bridges and Stones Family and Relationship Care. If you are someone you care for is struggling with their mental health or relationships, go to bridgesandstones.com and contact them for your free consultation today. One brave act today can create a better tomorrow. Now back to this video. The Detroit Pistons. I know a lot of people are definitely frustrated with the trajectory of this team over the past years because they truly have had a lot of potential, a lot of different opportunities to really take steps forward. And seemingly all they've done is take steps back. But I do have optimism in what they have built and that it has been more than what they have been able to display for various reasons just outside of the control of a franchise, such as injuries. I say it time and time again. It doesn't matter what your team looks like. Just look at the Philadelphia 76ers, who were title contenders last year. Joel Embiid, their best player, goes down. They're in the play-in. Cade Cunningham was down for a whole season. All the veterans were down last season. All the different trades, new coaches, all these different things create much disruption in a team being able to take next steps. But here's the thing. I still think this team is going to be lit next season. And this is the number one reason why. Cade Cunningham is who he is. He's the type of talent that they usually refer to as can't miss. And can't miss generally means you could drop this guy anywhere. He's going to be 20 plus points a game, 5, 6, 7 rebounds, 5, 6, 7 assists, and he's going to look great. And Cade Cunningham, despite all the disruption, all the inconsistency, all the different changes going on around him, the lack of support, all these different things, he has still had these flashes of not just being good, but great for the Detroit Pistons. And I think that that's something that we have to really lean on. After now getting extended, knowing that he is the man on the team, that max salary contract, I think everything falls in line. Having Jaden Ivey in year two with him, I know it's his technical year three, but only the second year together after last season, and now Jalen Duren with the Team USA Select team. I think Asar Thompson's all-world defense and ability to play off the ball. I think you're going to see all these pieces come together, especially with the veteran stabilizing force of a Tobias Harris. I personally think Tobias Harris is better than probably Jeremy Grant. He's better than Bojan Bogdanovic. Not to say that Grant isn't more athletic, but I don't think he's as versatile and skilled as Tobias Harris is in terms of three-point shooting, maybe passing ability, his overall physicality. He's a little bit heavier, and he also has more experience and in a space in his career where he's more focused on how do I develop this young team rather than Jeremy Grant, who's trying to get his bag, which he got. So when we look at this starting lineup, I think we're going to see far better continuity. They've got better coaching in place. They're going to have a full training camp, knowing what that starting lineup looks like and not having to all of a sudden have it all shooken up at the beginning of the season. The next part that I think is also going to be a big addition is Jaden Ivey's progression. He is in a not necessarily a make or break year, but this is the year where the Detroit Pistons figure out what he can be. Like it's no more, hey, you're a rookie, you're a sophomore, you're figuring out. This is put up or shut up. You have an opportunity to get a max extension this summer, and you have to show it, which means he has to average over 20 points a game. He has to be efficient and get those turnovers down. Now, these things are all within the realm of the wheelhouse of what I believe that he can do. And with the better coaching and understanding of what his role is in proximity to his other teammates, I think we are going to see just that. Remember, he came in with a beautiful looking jump shot, right? We know he's going to be able to shoot the ball. Now, I think JB Bickerstaff is going to be able to create better three-point shot opportunities. And that's something that we should be able to lean upon and be able to say, okay, we should be getting ready for a big season from Jaden Ivey. Personally, I think that between Cade Cunningham and Jaden Ivey, you're going to have two 20-plus points per game scorers. I think they're actually going to look a whole lot better playing off each other after a full season and a coach who's been able to make harder fits work with Darius Garland and Davion Mitchell. right? Making harder fits work with Evan Mobley and Jarrett Allen, guys that duplicated each other immensely. I don't think that Jaden Ivey and Cade Cunningham duplicate one another really at all. At all. Cade Cunningham is best on the ball as a floor general. Jaden Ivey is best off the ball as a secondary playmaker. Cade Cunningham is better as your main facilitator and somebody who can get your clutch time shots. I do think that Jaden Ivey will be able to be clutch at times, but he's more of somebody that you want acting as a supplementary versus a primary. And then you also have their just overall athleticism and game styles are very different. Neither of them have the same game style. So it bodes well for JB Bickerstaff and his staff to be able to fit them together because they'll complement more. I also think Jaden Ivey is more aware of his need to be that point of attack defender. Asar Thompson is going to handle the primary wing forward score, meaning your Jason Tatum's. He's going to handle your Chris Middleton. He's going to handle, whoever is on that wing, Paul George, right? Mikal Bridges. He's going to handle that guy. And he's going to get some point of attack duties as well on primary guards, especially if they have it going and in pick and rolls and switches. But you need somebody that can guard the other team's opposing lead guard. Someone who can give that pressure and really deter that offense from setting up and getting into their rhythm and flow. And I think Ivy, knowing he's a secondary kind of supplementary playmaker, is going to be able to gear more of his energy towards that role. Now, as I just mentioned with Asar Thompson, I think Asar is going to be awesome. I think he's going to be awesome. Not in terms of this major score, but I do think he's going to score probably anywhere in the realm of about 15 points a game, 15 to 16 points a game. And I think he's going to get it in the way that he's shown he can, not by a bunch of shooting, but he's going to get out of transition, hit the offensive glass, and he's going to be moving without the ball a lot, especially as guys like Jaden Ivey and Cade Cunningham draw a lot of attention to them. He's going to be cutting off the ball and being able to get those little dump offs and kickouts, and then having some straight line drive opportunities, attacking closeouts. And I think he'll improve with the new shooting coach, his jump shot enough to be able to knock down a respectable amount of threes. And I'm anticipating somewhere between 33 to 34%, right? But he's going to be respectable. He's going to be Herb Jones, a respectable, right? That you can't play him off the court. And so these things already are going to shift how a lot of these games actually unfold. Now, Tobias Harris is going to be who he is, who he's always been, right? And I don't think that we're going to have to worry about that. But what I will say is that he's going to be able to come in and bring a lot of stability. He's the type of guy who's going to know what to do. He's the type of guy who's going to know where to be. He's the type of guy who's going to be able to settle the team down. And when they need buckets at the right time, he's going to get the right type of bucket, right? He's the type of veteran who knows that, okay, we need to get to the free throw line right now, slow the other team's momentum, and give us a chance to kind of recollect ourselves and get refocused again. And so he's going to go right into the post against a mismatch, give a little up and under, take the bump, get to the free throw line, right, and do those things. These things may not seem like they are super important, but they really are, because a lot of times young players don't understand it is more of a mental game than it is just athletic or a talent game. And so sometimes young players, they'll just keep going up and down thinking that things are going to change by jacking up shots. And a veteran knows, like, no, we need to slow it down. Just get to the free throw line a few times, right? And that's going to stop the momentum. That's how you do it. And I think Cade is going to understand that too. And I think Cade is going to be able to learn a lot from Tobias Harris in that regard. And he's going to be able to lean on him and know that he can trust him with the ball, especially if Jaden Ivey gets a little erratic at times. But I also think his stabilizing force is going to keep things from getting as bad, right? You're not going to have one turnover turn into 2 or 3 in a row, right? You're not going to have one bad shot turn into 2 or 3 in a row. And these things have a huge impact by the time you look at the cumulative impact within the game. The last person is Jalen Duren. I think he's going to be influenced by Team USA big time. And I think that you're not necessarily going to see this great shot blocker, right? He's not going to turn into Mitchell Robinson. But he is going to be able to turn into the best version of himself that we've seen so far. he's going to be able to turn into the guy that says, look, I know what I can do, but I also know how to use what I can do best to help my team win. And I think that is going to truly show his value for this team. Strong screen setting, rolling to the basket hard, right? Exploiting mismatches, hitting the glass extremely hard, especially on the offensive glass, making himself big for post-up opportunities. And I also think that Tobias Harris is going to work really well off of him, like Harris was able to do with Joel Embiid, getting those post-entry touches. Tobias Harris is going to know, hey, we haven't passed to Duren in a while. Let's get him going, because feeding him early is going to make sure that he's really engaged defensively, right? These are all the things that I think we're going to see shift, and they may seem small, they may seem nuanced and not that important, but like I said, they have a cumulative effect. Now, I also like the bench. Isaiah Stewart moving to the backup center position, I think is going to be beautiful. His ability to defend the rim, rebound, defend at a high level, and knock down threes at an above average clip, I think that's going to be huge. Then when you throw in a Simone Fontecchio, I think he's going to have a great shooting year. He knows that he's on a 2-year short contract, so he's still looking to prove himself. I think Ron Holland is going to be great. And then I still got my man Marcus Sasser. I did a video on him. I hope you check it out. He's definitely somebody that I think that you need to pay attention to, because I think he's going to have a big year too. Now with these veterans around him, guys like Tim Hardaway Jr., Malik Beasley, he's going to have spacing. He's going to have guys around him who can open things up. And he already has a game that's well suited for the NBA. He almost plays like a veteran, where he knows how to get to his spots without forcing things and make the correct plays. But I think that as the court opens up with the other shooters like Fontecchio, Stewart, Tim Hardaway Jr., he's going to be able to get into his bag more often. And I think we're going to see a big bump from him offensively as well, right? I don't expect a sophomore slump. I expect a sophomore bump out of a Marcus Sasser. And the last one is Ron Holland, right? I think he's going to fit right in. I think there's a significant role for him as a primary wing defender behind Asar Thompson. I think he's going to learn a lot from Asar in terms of how to fit into the system of things. And so he's going to be able to kind of really supplement that defensive wing potential and presence that this team is needing. And so I think these pieces fit. I really don't think there's a lot more that this team needs to do. If they want to get another big, I say just go ahead and get Taj Gibson. He's a veteran who can really mentor the young bigs. I think they could really use his voice, and he can still give you sparing minutes. Hopefully, knock on wood, neither of the bigs goes down for any extended amount of time. You don't have to really rely upon him, but I think he's going to have a huge impact. But like always, I want to know what you all think. What do you think the Detroit Pistons look like at the end of the season? I got them marked down for 30 to 35 wins. 30 to 35 wins. I know it might seem like a huge jump, right? Doubling up their win total and then some. But I think they lost a lot of games last season just down the stretch, not knowing what to do, not having a veteran hand, not having their chemistry down, knowing who to go to, how they're going to execute, not necessarily having a coach who was big on X's and O's and maximizing opportunities. I think this year we're going to see those games that they lost by single digits, they're going to be winning by single digits. I think a lot of those games where they couldn't figure out what to do and they fell behind, they're going to be in. And I think that that's going to be a significant shift. I think that's at least warranting about 10 plus games. And they're also young. And I think they're going to have a really healthy year, especially Cade Cunningham taking the summer off. He's not playing with the Team USA select team. I think that's going to give him an opportunity to really beef up, get his body strong, and turn in a 70-plus game season. And all that is going to bode well for this team's long-term outlook. But as always, I want to know what you all think. Like, subscribe, smash that bell for notifications. Share this video in your group chats and let me know what you think in the comment section. And I'm going to get at y'all there. Peace.